Hey, Soul Survivors. We are here with Tina, and we are on a mission today to get the Desiree Martin law put into action. She has, at the current time, 440 signatures on this petition to make harsher penalties for drug traffickers and human traffickers. So her beautiful daughter passed away due to a drug overdose. She was bipolar. We're going to talk a little bit about Desiree Martin. I will share the link so people can hopefully get those extra 60 signatures for us, get this in motion. And can you tell me a little bit about the struggles that your daughter had? Because I know you said she was institutionalized. What do you think led her to the life of drugs, and what caused you to write this petition?
Um, I believe she missed her father so much. I remember one day he came and visited unannounced at our home and stayed for like 5 minutes. He could have took her to the, corner store, got her an ice cream, anything. But I think that day it really consumed her to miss him and things like that because he always puts everybody else first. And I think she was felt abandoned.
And that
Um,
was how old? Was that
she
about
was
6 years
she
old?
she was 6. Yep,
Okay.
yep, she was 6. So she ended up. She was a smart girl. Really smart, probably too smart. Um, and she had struggles with different friends taking advantage and things like that. So I mean, she had personal issues that led to her mental illness and things. And I think it was really hard for her to kind of absorb everything going on. She was in counseling, she had a psychiatrist, she sometimes abused her medication and things like that. So I mean, she struggled all her life, and half of her life she was institutionalized, and I was always there for her, until I got sick and I couldn't be there anymore. We could only help so much. You got to start helping yourself.
That's true. Yeah, we have to realize what our limitations are. When she was in the institution, first, how old was she? Like around 12 or 16? How old was she when she went into
Uh, I believe it was when do you think, Amanda? Amanda's going to help me remember.
her sister,
About 11.
daughter's sister?
Yeah,
Probably about 11.
probably about
11,
11 or
Okay.
12.
And did she start acting out? Was she running away?
Yeah, she did self-harm.
Okay.
She was cutting herself with objects, throwing bricks through windows, getting mad at you. You know, I lived a nightmare of Freddy Krueger. Um,
Were you
you
afraid to
know,
have her in the home?
I she only threatened me a couple of times. Well, my sister's like I was afraid to have her around me, because or
Is
even
that Desiree's
riding in,
aunt? Is that Desiree's aunt or sister?
no, her sister Amanda.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, like Amanda just said, I was afraid to even have her in the car with me sometimes because you never knew when she was going to lash out. You never knew.
And is Amanda
Um,
the younger one, or she has an older
no,
sister?
Amanda's my oldest. She's 37 and Desiree was 32. And, you know, uh, like I said, Amanda or Desiree and Desiree and Amanda had, you know, a rivalry for sisterhood. They had their moments, but they loved each other. Amanda has tried to help her. We all tried to help her.
And that's the thing. Sometimes, unless
uh,
people want the help, and when they do struggle with mental illness, that makes it almost impossible.
well, her dad has always shut my kids out of his life. He's always, like I said, put everybody before him.
But if he needs help,
But if he needs help, guess what?
he comes to me.
He goes to Amanda.
Oh,
Yeah. So, you know, I was really concerned about how he felt because we did have a celebration of life party for her November 4th. That was the first time I had seen Jim in many, I don't know. I think he was here on a birthday for Desiree a couple of years ago, you know, and he's remarried. He's remarried 6 times after me. Well, one time before me, and then me and him, and then 4 times after.
Wow.
And to the same woman
Now,
twice. That is actually my kid's stepmom. You know, me and her get along. She's been there for Desiree and let Desiree live with her. I've let Desiree live with me. You know, I just got out of a relationship probably 5, 6 years ago. That man is driving my car around, has all my belongings. When I come to my daughter's house, I was in the hospital and I was in the nursing home and, you know, going and dealing and shutting the world out of my life. I weighed 126 pounds from a 200-pound woman to 126 pounds in a wheelchair. Now,
was that
I
depression or what was causing all?
I didn't know. I could never answer what happened, you know, even to my boyfriend at the time. But, you know, I knew he was lonely. I shut him out. I shut my own father out. Me and my dad were close.
You shut me out.
I shut my daughter out. I shut everybody out. They called Adult Protective Services. Then my life kind of changed, but then I got back into the same old thing. When I come down here with my daughter Amanda, I had the clothes on my back, nothing else. Everything's up north.
Sounds like Amanda really cares about you and she's there for you.
She is. She is. I
So
love.
do,
I
so
love
do
her.
you struggle with any mental illness?
Actually, I have depression. You know, I'm trying to deal with everything, but as far as being um diagnosed with anything, I wasn't until just recently, and I think the lady is full of shit.
What did she say she thought you were?
Bipolar, and I said, yeah, I'm bipolar when I'm provoked.
When you what provokes you?
um people people getting into my business that don't need to be there. It's my personal business, things like that, you know. Yeah, you know, I'm 58 years old. I know what's right and what's wrong. Have I made bad decisions? Yes, I have. But I can't change that. I can only go forward from here.
Now Desiree's father, does he have any mental illness?
Yes.
What about your dementia?
Oh, she knows about my dementia.
Yeah, she has
Jim
what?
has been diagnosed when he was 18 years old with manic depressant with explosive tendencies.
Okay.
Okay. He was married before me to a man that changed into a female. And you know, if we're gonna be honest about my daughter, about talking her, oh, but you know what? If I'm telling my story, I'm telling my story. This is what I've been through, and people need to know. I am, like I told you, honest.
That's good. That's how we can, understand each other, relate to each other, help each other.
Right.
So Desiree had a lot of struggles. So was she in and out of the institution or she stayed
Ye-
in the institution?
No, she was in and out, but she had stayed. Um, I would say the most of a stay in the institute was probably 6 to 8 months, maybe on
Okay.
a guess. You know,
Do you know, I'm sorry, do you know what kind of
no,
medication she was on?
yeah,
She was on a lot of-
she was on a lot of different type of medications. She had broke her. Well, a guy broke her collarbone at one point in time when she was living in Detroit. And where was that? Cass Quarter, I think she was.
That's a
Um,
bad area of Detroit.
Yeah, she was in a lot of bad different parts of Detroit. Now, I tried to raise my kids up north in the country setting, but you know what? That is not good either. There's so much incest, there's so much so much drinking, so much everything up there. You would think it would be better, but you know what? I think my kids would have done better here in Detroit.
It's weird. Up north, they do drink a lot.
Yeah, and you
And
know,
drugs.
and they do drugs, and they, you know,
Drugs
they
everywhere.
take advantage of girls when they're all fucked up. You know, sorry for swearing, but you know, it's true.
So, do you believe that she was trafficked?
It's possible, yes.
How did she get the money for the drugs?
People, her friends would send her money through,
She's on disability
well,
too.
and she was on disability. She was on disability since 16, I think. But what
Cash App.
the Cash
People would
App,
send her money on Cash
people
App.
would send her like $20.
And she is a
for-
beautiful girl, so
she is a beautiful girl.
beautiful. Yeah.
Well, so's my oldest daughter. She's beautiful.
I bet Mandy's beautiful. Amanda.
Yeah, she is. She
Can I tell
does
you
the,
my Amanda story real quick?
yeah.
I
Oh, you have an Amanda too.
no.
Oh, okay.
So I was cleaning out, I was about 21 years old, getting ready to bring my childhood desk for my daughter, cleaning it
Okay.
out, and I pulled the drawer out, and way in the back is this little piece of paper, and I pull it out, and it says, "To the best daddy in the world, my Christmas list. Number 1, plaster of Paris. Number 2, my name to be changed to Amanda." And I really wanted my name to be Amanda. So
Okay, okay.
well,
Well, Cynthia is a very pretty name.
thank you.
Just so
So yeah, childhood memories, but she is beautiful. And I could see, you know, was it mostly men that gave her money, or
yes,
She
yes.
did.
And then
I
she
think
would
she dabbled with the, you know,
she
people
think
would come in and out and she would get money.
she would come in and out, maybe, you know, maybe she was selling something for something, who knows, you know, I don't know, but to be honest, that could have happened. They would send her, you know,
I did
there
see
there
that.
was a couple true friends though that were reaching out for her when she got stranded. And the one gentleman reached out to me and he says, "I just need to know how I failed my friend."
how I
So in my heart, I knew this man was true to her, you know, and we started talking, and you know, he wants me to keep him informed of any new developments or whatever, you know, and I know he is socially awkward because he told me, so I don't bother him, you know what I mean? But if things move on, you know, and things, you know, like that man gets charged with something or whatever, I will let him know.
now was
His-
she with, you mentioned a man, Kirk, was he, what was his involvement? Was he there at the time of your daughter's death?
yes,
He got her the
yeah, he got her the drugs. Well, he told the police, and the medical examiner was not able to interview him. Okay, she told me, but the police did. The detective that called me, he was there when Desiree started overdosing. He ran a couple doors down because they found her in a motel. Okay, it
She
was
staying with him.
she was staying with him from the 23rd of October to the 26th. It was 3 days she was there, and then she was dead. So he went
It was
down.
only 3 days, within 3 days she was gone?
No, I think
Yes.
She was there.
And-
No, you're wrong. She was
I seen the message. I could pull the message.
Okay.
Right now on the day exactly that Des was there.
okay. Well, pull that message up. She was there on the 23rd. That was her dad's birthday. Okay. The 26th, she was dead. No, I know what I'm talking about. It wasn't sooner because Bryce was saying it was the 21st that he left her stranded, and it wasn't. It was the 19th. And then she was 3 days in Bay City on the streets. And then he came and picked her up late Sunday night, Monday morning. I know because Rob sent me the messages between him and Desiree. And he was trying, Rob was the
What city was she in when she passed away?
Port Huron.
Port Huron, okay.
Yeah, Port Huron at Elm Court Motel. And there's a story about that motel. It just changed owners, right? And the man that actually bought it probably
She got there, he picked her up on the 21st and
He-
they got there late at night so he said, I'm so happy you're here, my baby. That was October 22nd at 1:31 in the
so
morning.
that was Sunday, which was Monday,
Well,
the 23rd.
he got her on the 21st late. By the time they made it from Bay City back to Port Huron, it became the 22nd.
Did you hear her?
Yes. She came.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, we had her phone where we could kind of keep track of her, but not know exactly
This phone didn't
where
work.
she was. Because that
So,
was
so this man was from Detroit, which is about 2 hours away from Bay City, correct?
that man
He
is
was in
from
Port Huron,
that man is from Flint, from Genesee County,
but was staying in Port.
but was staying in Port Huron.
Okay. Maybe 40
Um,
minutes away. I'm not exactly sure.
What's that?
I'm trying-
Port Huron.
Yeah,
Port
I'm trying to
Huron.
figure because she was moving quite a bit.
Yeah, for not having a driver's license. Correct.
These
How
are
she
like
got
40,
how
60,
she
80, 100 miles away.
yeah, how she got from when she got
She was
stranded
good at that.
when she got stranded, when her friend left her stranded at the Shell station, the girls that worked there contacted their mom, got gas money up, and had their mom give her a ride to Bay City. Now I was trying to secure the surveillance tapes from Shell, from Forward Corporation. And I talked to the detective up north that is going to investigate Bryce and certain things. And I told him we need that tape to see exactly when she was left. And so I don't know if that ever got secure. I don't know. But the girl's mom gave her a ride to Bay City. Desiree was there in Bay City for three days, 3 nights wandering the streets. That man went and picked her up from Bay City, and that's how she got from Bay City to Port Huron.
And that was Kirk who picked her up or Bryce?
Yes.
Kurt,
Nope,
okay.
it was Kurt. It was the
He's
man that
20
was
years older than her.
yes.
Do you know how she met him?
No, I'm
I
thinking
think it was from Facebook dating.
yeah, we think it was from Facebook dating.
Pay attention, people. Facebook
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah, Facebook dating is not a good thing. Facebook is not a good thing. And I never had a problem until people scammed me and took my bank account, my Christmas loan. And this all happened November, days after my daughter died.
And I mentioned to you before we started that my mom, after my father
Right.
passed away, she got a lot of scammers.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Amanda,
Pray on that. We need to get that
Amanda,
RIP.
anything changes. I had people from Nigeria in our Wi-Fi that Amanda had to kick out.
They hacked your Facebook, your
Amanda,
email,
yeah.
they hacked everything, and I had to go in there and
Amanda scammed the scammers. My
Whoa.
kid is so smart, she scammed the scammers.
I need to do a podcast with Amanda.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we'll do another episode if she's willing. But yeah,
Are you willing?
watch out for that.
I'm putting her on tape and she don't like it because she's in her but she's going through a lot of stuff also right now. So we both are. I have a property up north that I'm selling that I have two people
Oh,
involved.
buy it.
It's my dad's. Okay. I don't want no ties up north no more.
Yeah.
We thought about keeping it and things like that, but after, my daughter and her boyfriend at the time, they're not together now, but they went up. Okay, they went up and checked on my dad's property. There was a foreclosure notice on my dad's property. I did not know my dad still had a loan. My dad retired from Ford Motor Company. Okay.
We have so much in common. It's crazy.
Oh, really? Well, no
We're
wonder.
the same age.
Well, no wonder God brought us together.
It's yeah.
There's always a reason for a reason.
We probably, were you ever on the swimming and diving team? Maybe we competed against each.
No, no, no. I actually ended up quitting my job or quitting school at 14 and didn't get a truancy ticket or anything because I was working. I worked all my life. I worked 2 jobs forever, as I know. I've been on disability for 10 years now, medically, not mentally. I have a lot of health issues. My legs right now are so damn swollen that it feels like my skin's gonna bust open. I've been to the doctor, I've been in the hospital, I even seen my own damn heart. And you know what? It's full, it's big, it's full of love. That's what I know. And I seen it.
You're a survivor.
After talking to the psychiatrist at the hospital, I was then on suicide watch, which was bullshit because I never threatened nobody. I never, my daughter's about ready to die right now. But anyway, I share too much information, my daughter tells me. But I seen my heart and I seen the bubbles. I did a bubble test where the fluid goes through. I have no holes in my heart.
Good.
And my babysitter at the time, I said I adopted her. She was a nurse's aide there. And really, really nice girl. Actually, everybody in that hospital was nice. Even the damn psychiatrist I ended up telling off because she come into my room with that look, and I looked at her and I said, I am not going to talk to you, and you could get the F out.
What was her
Yes.
look? Like something's up with you, or what kind of look did she give you?
Yeah, she gave me a look that they were going to send me to the mental hospital. And they were going to make me take a ambulance that I don't need an extra bill for. It's all about that damn money. And I looked at her and I'm like, no, I do not need to be institutionalized. I dealt with it. I dealt with that for 16 years out of my daughter's 32-year life. I've been there. I hear what goes on in there. My daughter sometimes used to go there just for the booty darts.
What are
No,
booty darts? I don't know what that is. That sex?
booty darts are a medication that calms you down.
Oh,
And
where they put like a poke in your butt?
Yeah, they poke you in the butt and you go to sleep for about 3 days, maybe. Yeah.
Now, I saw this one study. It was there was actually 2 where they institutionalized somebody who should not have been. He was a very mentally healthy person and he went crazy because of the people around him. There was also
Right. Well,
where
that
they
would have been me. That would have been me on December 11th. It just happened. My daughter took me to my primary care physician and he wanted me to go to the hospital because I've been kind of pushing off some tests he wanted done. Okay. I don't do medication well, but I know I have to be on it. I got high cholesterol, blah, 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 blah. And, I don't like taking medication. It comes from China. They're out to kill us all. And, I'm totally against having to take medication, but I've been taking my medication. I did what my daughter asked me to do. I went to my appointment and then they wanted me to go to the hospital, which I would recommend Beaumont or Cornwall, hospital in Grosse Pointe. It is the most quietest damn hospital I ever been in. I got sleep there, they didn't go over my tests as much as, I should have been informed what was going on, but that didn't happen, the male nurse I had, he was the one that actually, told me what was going on. He would go in my record. He would explain what was going on. I had, my heart, my arteries, all that stuff was good. What was the issue was my lung, my left lower lobe, had an invasion, which was probably pneumonia. Okay. I did have a UTI and I got antibiotics for that through IV. The one nurse almost blew out my vein. My history of being hospitalized was not a good one. Then they were going to send me to that mental institute. And
I was that made them say that. Were you crying?
Because I was neglecting myself. I was not showering. That was part of my closure of the world when I lived up north.
Was that because of the death of your daughter? It was before your daughter.
No, it was,
Daughter died what, about a year ago or
no, she just passed away this past October.
October? Okay.
October 26th of 2023. Now, my shutdown of the world, okay, happened like 8 years ago or something. I was in a 12-year relationship with, with my boyfriend. We purchased a house together on land contract, which he solely is the owner of now. My dad and him were the, owners. I didn't want it in my name because I didn't want my kids to say, oh, well, we don't have nowhere to go. We're moving in with you and Fred. Okay, so I did not want my name on that house. Well, Amanda made a comment to the fact that, well, I'm going to sell Grandpa's house and I'm selling this house and we're going to get a big house and all live together. I'm going to take care of both of you. My dad had fallen and broke his hip. Okay, that was the start of his decline. And like I said, he was 94 years old. He was born September 19th of 1927.
Wow.
And, he would have been 94 when he passed, and I never knew my dad's side of the family until my grandmother passed away. And that's a whole nother story of my heritage.
Did she pass away of natural causes?
My dad,
Your grandmother.
Oh, my grandma, had a lot of health issues. I was really close with my grandmother. She was married to my grandpa, of course. And his father is like an Indian chief of the Chippewa Indians that came down from like Canada or wherever they come from. I mean, my ex-boyfriend knows my story of my mom and that more than I do because they used to sit up talking all the time. But anyway, my mom was born on Harson's Island, which
Oh,
is near Algonac.
yeah. I
And,
took a boat ride in my car over to Harson's Island. I almost bought a house out there.
oh, really? Well, all my family on my mom's side lives there. One was like, well, they all work, a lot of them work for the fire department and stuff like that. And we used to have our family reunions on the island. Well, then they moved it to Algonac. I only have one uncle left on my mom's side of the family, and that's my Uncle Earl. And to find anything out about my, mom, which I have to because my daughter bought me, Mom, Tell Me Your Story book. I've been writing in that. I'm almost finished with it since Christmas. So I've been working on that really
That's a
hard.
fantastic idea. I need to do that. Now,
Yeah.
did whether it was on your ex-husband's side or your side, is there a history of mental illness beyond you and your husband?
What?
I said both sides.
She said both sides.
Is it only bipolar and
Well, no, well, okay. She thinks both of her parents are crazy.
what makes you
Amanda
that,
says.
Amanda?
But anyway, let me explain.
She's like, nope,
My
let's keep talking.
My grandmother, right, had like 13 kids. Okay.
Now
Like
that's
4,
crazy.
yeah, that's crazy. My grandma was crazy. But, I have to say, my dad loved my mom. My mom cheated on my dad. Okay. My dad was the most caring. I get that from my dad, being caring and loving and trustworthy and things like that from my dad. My mom was the scammer of the family. Put it that way. Okay. My mom had a couple different boyfriends. I have a brother that was adopted out to a Jewish adoption agency when I was 11 years old. That was in 1976. Okay. I tried to find him. Well, he was too overwhelmed, didn't want anything to do with his biological family. I understand that. I didn't want to disrupt his life. I wanted to be a part of it, So it wasn't medically that I needed to get in touch with them. But the lady from the adoption agency did reach out to him and gave me the message that he didn't want nothing to do with us.
Now, he
So
was
I'm hoping,
adopted out. How many siblings total do you have?
it was just him. But
Okay.
I grew up alone.
And you were still with your parents and he was adopted out?
Yes.
And
At
he's
11.
younger? He's younger?
He's younger, yeah. Yep. I was born in 65. He was born in 1976.
Do you know why they adopted him out? Was it
My mom's story, because she was pissed off when she found out that I knew, was that baby almost killed me. Your dad only told you to get back at me, blah, 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 blah. No, my dad told me because he felt that I needed to know.
so the birth almost killed her?
Um,
Or did he
it was-
act out and try to maybe stab her or something like that?
my mom did not want anybody to know about this. Okay, at all whatsoever. I went to my aunt's house. Well, she wasn't even my blood aunt. She was my mom's best friend. And I stayed with her for like a week. I remember I ended up getting chicken pox because her daughter got chicken pox at that time.
Okay.
My mom's friend didn't even know my mom was in the hospital. My mom was trying to abort the baby at one point in time, I found out. And then, here all of a sudden she's given birth to my brother.
Okay.
And so that was like a family damn secret. Even my dad's side of the family did not know, but they know now, I had to share it. I had to live with that from the time I was 18 and not tell anybody, But my aunt, like I said, my grandma had a lot of kids. My Aunt Gloria was the crazy one of the family. Okay. She would talk to pictures and we had to kind of keep track of her and stuff like that,
You think she might have
So,
been schizophrenic or something?
yes, she was. And
Was
see,
she
they said,
diagnosed with it?
she could have been. I would have to ask my uncle, but my mom and my Aunt Gloria only had one daughter. Well, my mom had a son too, but at the time it was only us. She had a daughter, my mom had a daughter. And but my grandma, I was really close with my grandma and spent a lot of my childhood with my grandma and going up north because like my aunt and uncle, well, the same day that Desiree passed away, my favorite aunt up north passed away at 3 in the morning and Desiree passed away that night or in the afternoon, the same day, like almost 12 hours apart. So when we had Desiree's celebration of life, they had my Aunt Bev's celebration of life. So a lot of my family couldn't come, but I communicated with them through Facebook. You know what I mean? So, there's been so much stuff.
Now, how was Desiree with her schooling? Did she go to an actual school or they
Yeah.
an institution?
No, she went to school. And she did good at school. She did Cheer America as a young girl. Amanda was in the 4-H performance dance routine thing. Amanda was on a bowling league, so she was a junior champion of her bowling, so we did a lot of activities, and when they get pissed off at me, they would say, all I remember is terrible things. Well, what about the good times?
When you go through a certain trauma or a really bad time, that kind of gets solidified in your mind and it does overshadow the good stuff.
I know. Well, that's happened to both my kids.
Yeah, no, I that happens a lot, unfortunately.
And I've tried to always be there for both of them too, and I know our life wasn't perfect,
Yeah,
but
it's kind of sad. It's a learning lesson. I'm going through that too with my daughter. There's different
okay.
things that you can like reflect back on, like, oh, or
Right. Well, do you have grandbabies?
I have two.
You have two? I have three.
Oh, you?
And I have three grandbabies from Amanda. Yep, and they're beautiful. Amanda's my mini me.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she is. Yeah. Our series pick up each other's voices. That's how close we are.
Really?
Yeah, I have a man Siri, so when I talk to him, I tell him he's handsome, he could go to bed now. She has one, and I always say, call my dad. And she hates when I do that because Siri wants to call her dad.
So when Desiree went to the institution,
Asshole.
um,
Your dad's name is asshole on your phone.
so
Okay.
how did Desiree feel about going to the institution?
Um, to be honest with you, she was with her dad when that happened. And when I seen her, she was not happy.
Now,
When
did
to
he
visit.
have custody of her?
No, he's never had per se custody. I just never kept them from him.
Okay.
At one point in time, there was some issues of child protective services in my life that I had to clear up to try to get my grandsons, and that's a whole nother story too.
Now,
I'm
what kind of things
it's
did they say you were struggling with?
um abuse and neglect of my children, which was a flat out flipping lie. And I corrected 6 allegations of abuse and neglect to 2 that I can't change because it happened.
Was it
But the other
like
4,
spankings or something, or what happened?
well, okay.
I ran away from home a bunch.
Okay, I had the police and child protective services. I had an ex-boyfriend that broke into my neighbors' houses that I had no clue about on Lake Ogama. He went to prison for it, yeah, there was bad decisions made, but I never abused and neglected my kids
No.
at all.
See,
And
sometimes what happens is when we get in these situations, it causes problems for the children. And I think they were seeing the problems that the children could be put into a bad situation.
well, yeah, yeah, and that's totally true. That's totally true. But the one allegation was I was at work, and like I said, I work 2 jobs. Sometimes I go from one job to another. Was I ever, was my kids ever left alone or anything? No, they were not. I always had I was responsible for where my kids were going. I always had to make um plans and where they were going for the days that we worked. It was me, it wasn't him, he didn't do
Right.
it. So this particular day, I went to work. My daughter, it was a Friday night. My daughter should have been at her friend's house. And I believe Desiree was at Jim's house when this happened. And my daughter showed up where I was, which I had a 6-pack of Bud Ice and was on my medication. And then there was some liquor going around. End up taking a couple shots. We were playing pool. We were listening to music. And I was going to sleep in my car.
Okay.
I wasn't going to drive home because I had 3 DUIs from the time that I separated from my husband. In my life, I was a devoted, faithful wife,
Now,
raising
were
a
you
family.
drinking a lot?
I was not drinking a lot. We had a couple times where I go out with my girlfriends. I like to go out and dance. I could go to a bar, drink a pop, and dance. Well, at the time, we went roller skating every weekend. My husband at the time, well, I only been married once, for one, but Jim picked up a job at the skate place in West Branch. And that eliminated our cost to go roller skating every weekend. We got to go for free. My kids were excellent at roller skating.
Still am.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like skating too. I love it.
I would love to go to the roller rink and skate. I miss it, but I can't with my health. I would fall and break every damn bone in my body.
So in Desiree's memory, what is one of your favorite memories with her? Or one
We
sweet thing she said?
Well, we have a lot, but I have a friend named Dean that has a boat. Had a boat. He ended up wrecking his boat driving down the road. But anyway, um, my daughter was so afraid of this boat. Okay, as soon as it started, she wanted off of it. okay? Because it was loud. It was a speedboat. I mean, it shot rooster tails up like feet, you know, and he let her drive it the one day. And I would say that was the most funnest day that we had. We had a lot of fun days, you know.
That sounds like invigorating.
You know what mine is?
What?
My favorite memory it does? The day she let me put eyelashes on her.
Oh,
Did you hear my daughter?
yes. How did that go?
Desiree.
Well, some
would
of the
make fun of
pictures
me.
that I've shared is the day that happened.
Oh.
No, but that day, okay.
Hold on.
Des used to make fun of me for wearing eyelash extensions, and she would call them cumbrellas.
Come here.
I know it's kind
She
of.
don't want to be on
She
tape.
Inappropriate.
doesn't have her lashes on. Give her a break.
See that? See her pictures?
Oh, beautiful.
Well, that was the day that Amanda's talking about.
So she called them, Amanda, what is she? Pumbra? What'd she call them?
She would make fun of me and call them cumbrellas.
Cumbrellas. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I have to.
Call them back in the day.
Yeah, I have to tell you, we are very humorous. I mean, laughter is good medicine, you know?
Well, it sounds like she struggled a lot, and
I'm gonna share her urn with you, okay?
yes. Oh,
Can you see
yeah.
it? Her best friend sent that to me and sent me a blanket with all our pictures on. And you know, I started a GoFundMe page because her friends that live out of state wanted to contribute to Desiree, you know, and help with her well, she was of course cremated, but wanted to help in any way, putting on the party, you know, and everything like that. Well, her dad paid for the cremation. Okay. Nobody asked him to do it. He did it on his own, which he should have. He's her dad,
Right.
you know, and he gave my daughter Amanda argument of me starting this GoFundMe. The only reason why I did it was to get money. No, sir, that's not true. My daughter's
have a funeral.
My daughter's friends asked me to start this. So for them, I did. You know, we have not we've only communicated a couple times. Like they came over the day that I got that call from the detective. Him and his wife came here. We were talking because her aunt, their kids' aunt, lives in Florida.
In Colorado.
And there's one in Colorado. You know, we all talked and met with the minister that was doing the service for my daughter, you know, all on phone. You know, we had to do this on phone. We put her obituary together on phone, you know, all together. My sister-in-law, you know, because she is my sister-in-law. I was married to her husband or her brother, you know, wanted she wanted me to think about Desiree going to the science class so they could study her, and then they cremate them, so it's no expense there, but they might have found something that might have helped.
Did they end up doing that?
No, because of Jim's wife right now.
Okay.
She said, oh, they sell body parts. Bitch, what are you talking about?
Mm.
You know, she's crazy. I don't know. I don't know her. I don't want to know her. But my daughter, we had a Friendsmas, okay? Not a Christmas. We had a Friendsmas, as my daughter puts it. And her best friend, and
it came out good. We had a lot of food.
we ate, we pigged out. But anyway, yeah, these guys drank and had fun. But anyway, you know, we had a Friendsmas. Amanda, her best friend, and me. Well, that morning they found a Starbucks open. So they went for Starbucks. I bet she wants a Starbucks so bad right now. But anyways,
She sees my coffee mug.
I know. So yeah, but we get the white mocha. Well, I do. I like that one. And then she gets all kinds of different things. You know, sometimes she gets the oat milk and the cinnamon, and
I'm good.
she's bougie, and she is, she's a diva. That's all I could say. Yeah, material girl. But anyways, back to the reason why we're here, you know, is my daughter's I need to kick her out. She's not letting me concentrate.
I'm working.
But she does the pole fitness, you know. They're gonna have that in the Olympics,
Someday.
and she kind of
A lot of strength.
she is a freaking gorilla. Let me tell you, we just had it out a few days ago when she was taking my phone and keeping it from me, you know, which I understand. You know, I'm not going to get her started on that. She's making faces at me, and it's not fair because I'm trying to.
Now, I do want to ask you, you said that, I noticed you have her urn there, and you said that you feel that she's still there with you. Can you?
Yes. She tickles me. I get chills. Every now and then we'll smell cigarette smoke.
Does anybody smoke in your house?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Currently, does anybody smoke in your house?
I was smoking my cigarettes in my room. Okay. So no, not now. And as of today, I've been going outside to keep
So the reason I ask is not to judge you, but to see, so it's when you're like in the living room, all of a sudden you smell smoke?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. We were all sitting here, me, Amanda, and her friend Michelle. And it was right after Desiree passed. Okay. And then all of a sudden, Michelle and Amanda looked at each other, and I was standing, you know, by her pole, I think it was. And because we have a pole in our living room. Okay. And all of a sudden, they look at each other, and it's like, did you smell that? And they smelled the cigarette smoke. And it's like, Mom, did you just get done smoking a cigarette? I'm like, no, I haven't smoked. I've been out here, you know, no. And every now and then, you know, sometimes Amanda will go and stay at her boyfriend's or whatever, and I'm here by myself. Well, I'll hear walking up and down our hallway. And I know that we hear everything in this apartment, you know, I know that. But I think Desiree has been here for the fact that she's not ready to go. I mean, she's went and seen my mom and dad and our dog and everything like that. I know that, you know. And, you know, Amanda and her dad and his wife and Amanda's best friend, and then Elizabeth, which I don't really trust Elizabeth that much. That's my opinion. But they all went to the morgue, and then Jim paid the extra money at the funeral home so everybody could say goodbye to Desiree. And they did not want nobody to touch Desiree. But of course, my daughter don't listen to direction, you know. Don't look at me like that. But anyway, Amanda called me, FaceTime me, and said, do you wanna talk to Desiree? And she knew that I did not want to go because I wanted to remember my daughter the way she was. Okay. And people could think that I'm bad for not going and saying goodbye to my daughter, but my other daughter let that happen for me. And I told her, yeah, you know, and so she let me see her and everything like that. And I told Desiree that I was not mad at her, that I know she's where she wanted to be, and to follow her dream and go see the planets that she wanted to see and everything. Because Desiree would always ask, Mom, if you had the chance to go visit a planet, what planet would you visit?
Oh.
And I said, I would go to Venus because it's the hottest motherfucking planet in our solar system. What one would you go to? And she said Jupiter.
The furthest away? Or
Yeah.
I'm thinking Pluto, which is no longer a planet. Did you know that? Did you know Pluto's no longer a planet?
Yeah,
What's
I did.
with that?
Because our universe is changing, our seasons are changing. We're almost to the end of our time anyway, if you read it in the Bible. you know.
It's
But
getting scary.
we have a holy war happening in Israel. We have terrorists amongst us. We have China and Russia watching every move we do. You know, we took the one president that actually cared about the American people and got Biden, or not, yeah, Biden. Sometimes I say Biden, like
Obama.
Obama
Oh,
and
Biden. Oh, Biden.
yeah, Biden. And my friend's like, why are you saying that? And I said, I'm talking about the president. And they're like, Biden. I said, well, yeah, whatever, you know. But anyway, I feel, and, you know, I know a lot of people don't like Trump and blah, blah, blah. But Trump actually cared about the American people and what happens to America. You know, I feel that in my heart. He put a border up to keep, you know, migrants from coming in. He did everything,
Illegally.
huh?
Illegally.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
would still let
Legally.
some legal
Yeah.
people. And
Well,
that's how it should be. You should legally come in.
right. Legally. But, you know, what was laid in his lap, and I'll tell you what, from John F. Kennedy to now and before Abraham Lincoln and everything, you know, the presidents are told what needs to be done by their parties. So they can't make decisions on their own. You know, they have to follow the party.
Yeah, well, we had those checks and balances and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, we're doomed, and we're doomed if we do, and we're doomed if we don't.
But I think that's fantastic that in your daughter's memory to try to get that law passed. Would that be a
Yeah,
state law or a federal law? State,
I'm hoping I'm hoping for both, but I think it would be a state.
okay. And we are currently in the state of Michigan, and sometimes too, other states might follow suit. That would be
Right.
so beautiful to have her
That
memory.
that might be a federal thing if it goes to different states. I don't know. I don't know the law on it. You know, I just started this because in my heart I feel it needs to go in place.
Yeah, there's they had a big old bust in Detroit recently with
Yeah.
so many children being trafficked, and
Yes,
it's right under our noses a lot of times and we don't even realize it. It's
I
a
know.
very serious problem.
It is. It is. Absolutely it is.
And with the fentanyl that's being placed into drugs and um
Xylazine. I always forget the, you know, technical name of that. It's on the streets. It's called tank. And that is an animal tranquilizer. Now, if that was not in my daughter's cocktail of suicide, you know, she might have been revived. They gave her 6 doses of Narcan.
what did she say in her suicide note?
She told her boyfriend that you want me to read it?
If you could.
I could read it. Get her suicide note up. Mine's in my pictures and stuff like that. So that would be really hard for me to get to. But my daughter's gonna look for it and I will read it to you. I might break down, but I'll read it.
Were there signs before she
Yeah. Yeah. Desiree did not want to be here any longer.
was that her
She-
first attempt or did she try it?
no, she's tried. She's tried in the
Would
past.
it be easier if I just read it? I just don't
Yeah.
read it.
All right, Amanda's gonna read it for you. Okay. She's looking for it, but you know, Desiree has tried. Desiree has cut her wrist. Desiree has, she would always threaten that she was gonna take a syringe and stab herself in the jugular vein or cut herself in the jugular vein. You know, there's been many,
He
many.
responded to her too.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Second. Because this was well, it's her messages started okay, hold on a second.
Hold on, she's
I gotta
reading
scroll
stuff.
up.
You know, she had this phone up north, okay, but the internet didn't work up there. So she gave Amanda had a pole bag for her performance team, you know, and stuff that was actually taken out when Desiree went up north to stay with our friend, right? So Amanda, after work, her and her best friend drove up there and got the bag.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
So October the 17th, Joe or Desiree said, I'm actually disappearing, Joe. I'll always love you and I'll always care and I'll always watch over you. And she sent the little blue heart emoji because blue is her favorite color. He goes, and where are you going? And then the 18th, she said, hey, I was having a moment, was really planning on doing something really bad. I'm working through it though. I have a month here and then I have to figure out where to go. I hope you're okay. Then on the 20th, Desiree said to Joe, how's treatment going? He didn't respond. So the 21st, she goes, I was sitting in the streets of Bay City right now. He said, why? She said, a bunch of stupid ass bullshit. And my friend literally left me stranded at the gas station and took off with everything I owned. I'm so giving up. It's motherfucking freezing out here. On the 22nd, he said, what happened? On the 23rd, she said, it doesn't matter. Nothing nobody can do to help. I'm just trying to make it till the 1st. Nobody will really recognize or miss me when I don't respond anymore.
Which is totally wrong.
Trying to make it till the 1st so I can get what I need to just end this stupid ass life. He said, you need to find help in a hospital, Des, for real, and be honest with the doctor and yourself. She said, I'm just over it. I'm going to get some heroin and OD. He said, Des, have you ever just tried to make yourself happy without having to have anyone in your life? She goes, yeah, I have. I really just don't want to be here anymore. He said, you need to go get help right now. She goes, I'm glad I didn't tell anybody where I'm at now. He said, shake SMFH, shaking my effing head. Well, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this if you're not going to go get help. She said, I hope you have a good life, Joe. He goes, yes, I care, but you're not going to try. Why? Because life is hard. She goes, I love you. Bye. He said, shaking my head. On the 23rd at 8:05 p.m. I have to do what I have to do to have a place to stay. It's not cool. I never thought I'd have to do this shit to have a roof over my head. My belief in love is gone. On the 1st, I'm going to get some heroin and just go to sleep so I can go be with my angel babies and no money. I'm hurting and be depressed and do things that I don't agree with to survive. Life has no meaning to me. I believe every person should have the right to choose when to not be on this prison planet full of fake ass lying people that do not give two fucks. I give up. I don't give a shit about myself. Everything I've done has been wrong. I haven't been happy in so long I forgot what it's like. So on the 1st, I'm headed to a place that I swore I would never go to again. And that will be the end of the road and the end to this horror story of my miserable ass existence. I'm going to be nice. It's going to be nice to just go to sleep and never come back to the bullshit. And I can't wait to just feel the bite of the snake in my veins and to see the red and feel the last of the pain. This is what is meant for me, and I know it. This time I'm going to do it so perfect, and I know I won't fuck it up. It's such a sign of relief to know that I'm going to be gone and to know that nobody will know exactly when or where I'm going to be or where you will find me. My sister just asked me where I was, and I told her somewhere that's very far off from where I actually am. I hope they live happily ever after without having to worry about me anymore. Sorry, I just hit a button. He said, WTF, Des. She goes, found where to get my stuff and it's going to be the last breath I take. He said, this has got to stop. You need to get help. She said, thanks for the memories. Oh, it's going to stop. You can sleep easier knowing I won't be bugging you anymore. He said, I just want you to get your shit together and not to end it just because it gets hard. Like, what the fuck? Yes, it's never going to happen for some loser like me. My life ain't worth shit. My whole life has been nothing but bullshit. Life is bullshit. He said, only you can change that. She said, I welcome death like a best friend. And I know what I want. I don't want life. He said, I'm sorry you feel that way. She said, you shouldn't be. I've wanted it for so long and I should have done it this way a long time ago. He said, shaking my head. She said, because it would have saved me a lot of bullshit. And if I would have been smart about it the last 100 times I've tried to just not be here. I was stupid for thinking the ways I was doing it was going to work. This way is guaranteed. He said, if this is what you're going to talk about, I don't want to hear it if you're not going to get help. She said, might happen before the 1st if I'm lucky. All right, well, this is the last you'll hear from me. Enjoy your life. And that was the end.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was the end. So
I found that the day after she passed away.
Amanda found that the day after, because it took Amanda a while to actually get in her phone, and the police have her other phone, you know, so she was not able to log out because there was no internet where she was at our friends. So that's how we were able to keep track of where and what was going on. We just didn't know exactly. Yeah, Amanda's like, I knew she was in Port Huron, but I didn't know where.
And that was her boyfriend she was messaging with?
Her ex-boyfriend. So,
How is he doing right now?
he, yeah, he's engaged, and the girl that he was cheating with on Desiree is now pregnant by 9 weeks. So it's taken a toll on him, you know, her doing herself in basically, you know, but he's living on, you know. He did mess, you know, I was not friends with him. I have not met him other than talk to him on Facebook.
Down when I kept blowing him up when I found out Des passed, but it was like 2 days later, and he finally got a hold of me because he's like, I haven't heard from your sister in a couple days. So right.
Can you hear her?
He said he
okay.
was hoping some kind of sick joke when he looked on her page. Didn't see what it
Wait,
was.
I didn't hear that last part.
He thought it was some kind of sick joke when he looked on her page and seen that she was gone, and then contacted Amanda to talk to him. But you know, I did send him a friend request, and he did accept it. And I said, Joe, I know we never met, but I thank you for being in my daughter's life, you know. And he said that if we needed anything to let him know, and he would try to help us, you know. But you know, he needs to just live on with his life, you know. And we're gonna do the same. You know, I mean, it's a horrible thing what we've been through.
Sometimes we can find a little bit of peace in the fact that she held on longer than
we all expected. Yeah.
But me and my dad talked about, you know, the way she was going. We talked about that. I sat there with him that one morning. Remember, it was the day before. It was the day after his, was it the day after his birthday? Yeah, it was the day after his birthday. Me and him talked about it 2 days before, and then me and my best friend Michelle talked about it the day of his birthday. So on the 24th, I was at my dad's house for like 5 hours.
Yeah, they got drunk together, to be honest.
Talked about my sister and the path that she was going down, and we said if she keeps she's gonna either be locked up
or she's gonna be dead. Well,
2 days later she was dead.
Yep. So basically, we all knew the outcome was going to happen. And she made up her mind according to messages and everything on her dad's birthday. But she also tried to reach out to him and wish him a happy birthday. And he gave her a thumbs up. He didn't even try to contact her. No message, no thank you, no go fuck yourself, no nothing. So that's him. He would freak out if he knew I was on Facebook talking with you right now. But you know what? I don't care. I'm trying to get this law changed for my daughter, you know. And yeah, Desiree had 2 miscarriages, you know, where I would have had babies. But you know what? It was God's choice to do that because he knew she was not ready.
Right. And God blessed you with your Amanda's 3 children.
Yeah, that's my precious gifts, you know. And yeah, they've been adopted out, and eventually they'll find us. You know, I know it. Well, the youngest one we have contact with. He's with his dad and mom, you know, because she adopted them. But you know, the other 2, the oldest and the middle one, we know where they are. They're in West Branch. The family adopted them. They're no longer together. I'm just glad and thankful that they stayed together, because that's all they had was each other.
Right.
And now we were lied to flat out from the Department of Human Services. Will always be a part of their life. No, you guys are fucking liars. All you wanted was that bonus money that you got for adopting my children out.
Was it a court mandated adoption or did, when?
No, Amanda was going to court and following their regulations of what they wanted of her. Okay, she was doing everything possible. And I made every court appearance that she had to go to except the very last one I had to work. Okay, I'm so pissed I had to work because I could have stopped it. She could have signed them babies over to me and there wouldn't have been a damn thing they could have done about it. But her stepmom kind of talked her into it. Amanda gave up because no matter what Amanda was doing and complying with their wishes, it still wasn't good enough. And they started using Atreyu, my youngest grandson, against her, saying that they were going to take him from her too. They're dirty, rotten son of a bitches. I don't trust the state. I don't trust people in the political form at all, and that's my beliefs. And I don't have to give in to their things. You know what I mean? I changed everything that they said about me. They said I was a felon. I have no felonies on my record.
Well,
Not one.
the drunk driving.
No, it's all misdemeanors. I got pulled over. I had harassment by the police up there because of my ex-boyfriend. I was guilty by association. And
Did you get charged? Did you get charged even?
I have technically 2 DUIs. The first one I did 7 days, well, 8 days actually, and paid their fine and everything like that. Had a restricted license for a while. And then the second DUI, which was, I don't know, I just had to get my criminal history to send to my job, and all it shows is 3 DUIs on my, 3 impaired drivings on my record. Well, the second time was on my mom's birthday. It was a blizzard out. I was at a friend's house. He tried to rape me. I left that situation because no wasn't being no, and he didn't get anything either. I left.
I'm glad
And huh?
I'm
Yeah.
glad you were able to escape.
Yeah, I left and I was driving home, and yes, I was upset, and yes, I was crying. Well, the cop pulled me over so that I went over the line. Okay. There's 2 hills up north that the wind goes back and forth, and now the snow is directly in the road. There was no line.
Right. Yeah, Michigan winters.
Yeah, you fucking liar. You're lying out your teeth, So I went to jail. They did not impound my car or anything. I got to go pick that up the very next day after getting out of jail. And then 6 months later, I got the next one. And that was being a designated driver for a friend that was celebrating a birthday. And the cops were pretty much watching the bar. Okay. My dad had to come and give me my key to my car because I locked my keys in. Okay. My dad's like, I'm letting you know right now, I got a bad feeling and the cops are watching this place. And he let me in my car. And I'm like, Dad, I'm just going to walk to Vicky's. I'm going to leave the car here. I'm going to walk. Well, I didn't do that. I had 1 beer. Every time I got pulled over was for 1 beer. But I drank a 5.9 Bud Ice. That's a higher alcohol content. Plus, if I don't eat, my blood, it takes a while to absorb the alcohol, So, yes, I did do bad judgment. But you know what? I remember being fucked up and going home and not remembering how I got there. After the fact that me and Jim had split up, I did turn to alcohol at times. And that's probably why I'm dealing with my dementia. Is because my past is catching up with me, according to what Amanda said the lady told her.
Are you able to cope? Because I'm sure you're still grieving. That's very recent, October, and we're still just at the end of January.
Right.
Today is January 23rd, 2024, and you said it's October 26th of just last year. Are you able to cope better? Do you have better coping mechanisms for your grief?
Yeah, I'm writing a book. I'm writing in my book. I got a journal. I go on Facebook and I talk to friends that my daughter don't freaking approve of, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna let anybody take advantage of me ever again.
Yeah, don't send anybody any money.
Oh, I've never sent no money.
Or accept the money, because there's so many
Right.
where you
Which
feel they're gonna give you money.
I know that now, but I gave them my information. That's what I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of.
Was it bank account, credit card?
It was my bank account. Amanda was on, okay, when I applied for my loan, okay, when I applied for my loan, that was November 28th, okay? The 29th, my bank card would not allow my daughter to get my money from my disability out of the bank. She flew home going through Royal Oak at 100 miles an hour like a mad woman, coming here to bitch me out. What the fuck did you do? Blah, 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 blah. Well, she went into my bank the same time she was into my bank, right? The scammer or whoever the fuck it is, they're from Nigeria. You know, we had their numbers and everything. Was in my bank account. Amanda froze my bank account. The very next day, the November 29th, we went up north. I got new bank account, new debit cards, new everything. Added Amanda to my account because if something happens to me, she has the right to get whatever, do whatever. You know what I mean? So we added her, and I'm on her bank account here, you know, and you know, her bank, you know, like I said, we've been through so much stuff.
Did you ever get your money back? And what was the
No, not yet. They're doing investigation.
what did
Okay.
what did the person say? What was the offer that made you give up your information? What was it?
Okay, I was talking to two famous people. Okay, Kid Rock is one.
Yeah.
I'm
Can I tell
in-
you, Kid Rock, I got contacted, Keanu Reeves, Kid Rock, but the Kid Rock,
Yeah,
so I remember he had this, it was called American Badass Tour.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember I had red, white, and blue boots and a red, white, and blue dress. And people were telling me, you got to go down to the state fairgrounds to do this audition to be in the video. And
Oh, really?
I never went there, but that stuck in my head. So when I get the text from Kid Rock,
Michigan? Was
Yeah.
that in Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay,
Detroit
Okay.
Fairgrounds. And
okay. So
Six-
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 6 in Woodward. Probably
Yeah,
92.
that's 8 Mile in Woodward.
Something. But anyway, so I get this Kid Rock thing, and I'm pretending that like, oh my gosh, Kid Rock, I can't believe, and he
Yeah,
said,
let's not
and
say
I'm like,
Kid Rock here because my daughter will go ham on me.
and I go, don't you remember me? And I told him we had sex, and he's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, come on, I'm like, yeah, I don't even remember, like a hot tub party, but so it
You
was
had sex with them?
no.
Oh, okay.
Complete lie.
I'm like, lucky girl.
No, but I knew I was being scammed, and
Okay.
but
Well,
and then Johnny Depp. Who was the other one? Keanu Reeves, Johnny Depp, and Kid Rock. Who were your famous? Kid Rock and who else?
his name is Christopher Cote. He is a model and a TikTok influencer. Amanda, I have to go outside. We're going outside to smoke a cigarette because this is very stressful. And after listening to Desiree's note, I need a cigarette. But Christopher Cote is a model. Okay, he's a TikTok influencer. Somehow, all this trouble started when Amanda's like, Mom, you need to download TikTok. Because I would watch the videos with, that she would share with me and stuff like that, and that's when I started getting messages from all these famous people, Kid Rock and Christopher Cote, and we do still talk. And Amanda doesn't like it. But you know what? I'm 50. I'm not sharing anything with them because they already have my information. They already have it.
This is what Amanda is saying. She is saying, Mom, These people took advantage of you. They are not true friends. And you're like,
I know.
I'm lonely and I still will talk to them. There's other people to talk to, people who care about you.
I know. And I know. I know. I know.
Because you could go deeper down that rabbit
You're
hole.
right.
So I want you to think
Well,
about
I know. I opened. I know. Well, according to Amanda, I done opened the scammer's porthole, or whatever. She's
Right.
like, they're gonna keep coming after you. She's like, you're gonna have to get
we
everything
have
you.
to,
I mean, they
we have to start
they
protecting.
were trying to. Right. I know. I understand that. And I've been talking to my psychiatrist and my counselor, and as I'm 100% truthful with you, I'm 100% truthful with them. People don't understand my truthfulness, I guess. But I am, like I said, I'm truthful. I speak my mind, and I don't want no bad. I already had enough bad. I'm done with the bad.
So what I'm hoping for you is you will see the big picture, because it seems like a friendship. You're talking, you're laughing, but they scammed you. That's not a friend.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I
So
understand
there's
that.
times we have to realize that this is not something that we need in our lives. You're taking up time with them. Even right now, let's say after we talk,
It's a
you're going to go spend
it,
an hour. Hold on. You're going to go spend an hour chatting with them. You are missing out.
no,
Well, I'm
I'm
just
not.
saying,
I know.
hypothetically,
It
you're going to
could
miss
happen
out
that way.
on time with either Amanda or maybe, some female friend you could bond with, or a knitting class, or maybe a cooking class you could watch and enjoy.
Well, I know. Well, that's what my counselor said. You need to go to the senior center and meet real people. Amanda's going to set me up with a dating site, which I don't even know if I'm ready to even be in a relationship with anybody.
We have to heal
You
before.
know, and it's like we've gone to the bar and watched the Lions games. I enjoyed the hell
Yeah,
out
just
of it. It's so
don't
much
even
fun.
worry about
And then
dating
this
till
past
after
Sunday,
Super
the game
Bowl.
was. I know, right? Normally, because my oldest grandson, his birthday's February 5th, right? Normally, the Super Bowl is on his birthday,
Right.
and my best friend Shelly, which is, and that's how I got my job, was the lady asked if she could post, an ad for people, and Amanda thinks it's a pyramid scheme. And yes, it did cost me a little money to be able to do this. I had to pay 5% of and the company pays 95%. But in the long run, I'm going to have I'm going to have license for a financial advisor, and I'm putting my focus on that.
Did you
I'm
call
putting
the
my
state
focus.
to see if it's a legitimate license that you're getting?
I call I called the Better Business Bureau, and they have a see on their report. It's a legit company. I guess, what I've learned through my coaches and everything is they're the top 25% on the Wall Street.
Okay.
On
Well,
Wall Street.
I
It's a legit company. They're out of they're out of Georgia. And the thing is, it's a home-based business that I don't have to leave the house. I can meet people. I could send, if people are interested, I put them in a group chat with us, to talk and get information, because I can't answer every question.
Well, Tina, we're starting to cut out. We have today was no.
This
We're starting to cut out. We have really bad connection now. But
okay. Well, because I'm
it was a
outside.
snow day, a lot of ice in Michigan. But Tina, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'll get a link to you. And once again, we are
I
trying.
mean, if we could do this again, I'm open to it. I think Amanda will too.
We will.
And we will continue to be friends and talk.
I would love that. Thank you for your,
Okay, me too.
your open and honest conversation, and we will do this again. Big hugs to you. I wish I
Okay,
could give
thank
you a
you.
hug right now. Take care. Thanks
I
again.
know.
Again,
I felt
Desiree Martin, we're trying to get the law for human trafficking and drug penalties to be increased. Thanks so much.
Thank you, hon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.